I'd like to tell you a story about my dog. My dog is a good dog. She's obedient, loyal, and if most of all, I love her. She's smart too. Smarter than any dog I know. Her name is Josie, and during Christmas of last year, while playing out in the snow, she went missing. So that you could imagine just how heartbroken I was as I frantically searched for her. This wasn't how I wanted to celebrate Christmas. Anyway, I thought she was gone for good until one morning when I heard scratching at my door. I opened the door and was surprised to see Josie sitting there just happily wagging her tail. Other than her fur being dirty and disheveled, he looked fine. I was beyond ecstatic that she returned to me. Anyway, in the following days after she returned, strange things began to plague me. At first, I chalked it up to the stress of her going missing. That was until one morning, as I was waking up, I saw Josie standing there staring down at me. Now, there wasn't really anything unusual about her growling in the morning, but this was different, as she would always nudge me to wake up. There was no nudging this time. She was usually an animated dog, but mostly now she would sit there quietly staring at me. Anyway, as the days passed, stranger there, what things began to happen. One night, I got up to get a drink of water when I heard what I could only describe as a wet sloshing sound, like when you walk on a wet floor with your bare feet. As I entered the kitchen, I couldn't believe what I saw. There sat Josie near the entrance of the kitchen. Although it was dark, I was still able to make our silhouette. As she sat there, I noticed that her body began to twitch violently. Her body began to grow and change like something straight out of the John Carpenter movie. I quickly turned on the lights and there sat little Josie happily wagging her tail. There was no way that what I saw was, so I decided then and there that I would make an appointment for Josie to see the vet. I wanted to make sure she didn't catch some weird disease while she was missing. While at the vet, the other animals began to act strange around Josie. Some of the cats were hissing at her, and one of the dogs even tried to attack. Despite the chaos in the waiting room, though, their vet didn't find anything wrong with her. As time went on, I began to notice Josie would go missing at night. See, I built one of those pet doors for Josie before she went missing and forgot to board it up. I assumed she was escaping through the pet door. Sometimes she wouldn't return until morning. Anyway, this went on for a while until one night I decided to follow her. Quietly followed behind her, she entered the woods located in the back of my house.
Yeah.
As I entered the woods, I noticed how oddly quiet it was, except for the sound of my footsteps. I continued to follow Josie as we went deeper into the woods. We walked for what seemed like an hour before she stopped in front of an enormous oak tree that was pulsating with these strange colored lights. I felt a weird vibration too that caused me to feel sick to my stomach. I also noted there was an altar of some sort in front of the tree. On the altar lay the body of a decomposing dog wearing Josie's old collar that I got for her on Christmas, just before she disappeared. He began to cry over Abiferesi's body as the imposter dog looked at me with a blank stare in its eyes. This caused me to sob even more. Anyway, that was a year ago when the imposter dog came into my life. The other day, I found several dead animals in the backyard. Last night, I heard screaming coming from the living room. Now, I keep myself locked inside my room because I fear for my life. Lately here, I haven't been feeling well, and I seem to be forgetting things a lot too. Anyway, I'm thinking about taking Josie into the woods and maybe taking matters into my own hands. I don't know yet, but I'll try to keep you guys updated when I decide what to do with her. I have to act fast before it's too late for me.